Hi guys, Richard at Orange Campers, and in this video we're going to talk about looking after our pride and joy, the camper van. So you finally got your camper van, it's beautiful, it's lovely, it's what you've always dreamed of, but you want to keep it. And in this world, unfortunately, it's not always possible. So what can we do to make sure we make it harder for the thieves? You can never stop anything guaranteed 100%, but you can slow them down, or you can make them look at it and think twice and then let them move on. So that's the best advice. It'd be wrong of me to say, oh, we can make it invincible, this will stop it, that'll stop it, but it won't. All you can do is slow these criminals down. They're very clever, they really are clever. So simple things you can do. Thankfully, all our vans come with a Thatcham-approved tracker on there. Now, that won't stop it getting stolen, but it does make sure you, 99.9% or something it is, I forget what it is exactly, but it will make sure you get it back. Because a lot of the time when people steal your pride and joy, your van or your camper van, they'll park it up and they'll wait to see if it's being tracked. So very little damage has been done by that time. Yes, it's frustrating and so on, but hopefully it's parked up somewhere safe. If you've got a tracker on there, you get it back. You can find it instantly, work with the police, and you hopefully get it back before any further damage or it disappears. So a tracker, all ours come as standard with a Thatcham-approved tracker. Now you can upgrade to an immobiliser tracker. This works really well because it's a separate card system which works alongside your key. And your key does have a microchip in it, it's meant to do the same thing, but they can get around that quite easily. So the separate card system works where they cut the feed to the starter or the ignition or the they wire it so in a way it stops any power getting to the engine before you can do it. Nowadays it's all computerized, so it's quite technical how they do it. But this is a great system because if you've got your card system on you, you put that in one pocket in your bag or wherever, you have a key in your other pocket. All ours don't forget a keyless entry as well, so you just touch your button, you don't have to get your key out. So you can keep both items in your pocket out of the way, and then you don't put them together because if you steal the key, they'll get your tag system, and that's pointless. So you always keep them separate apart from each other. And that actually, unless that's on your person, you get in the van, it won't start, it immobilises it. And as soon as it does that, it then calls you to let you know that somebody's attempted to do it. So I get phone calls all the time off the tracking company, so it works really well. And that's a good deterrent, it really is. So that's one. So deadlocks, yes, that's the next thing you can have. You can have deadlocks on the outside of your vehicle. So you can fit high security deadlocks, what physically put a bolt through the door into the body of the van. They're not, they're quite discreet now as well. It's not like a big work van lock where you have it on. It's just a little black key there. It's like a Yale lock. It locks the door, so you'd have it on all the doors. Now, no matter what happens, you physically have to turn more several times with a household type key, and that really does secure your van. Even if you press it with the key fob, it won't open until you've opened these deadlocks. So that's another option. You can have them on the two front doors, sliding door, and one for the back door. But that only works really when you're outside the vehicle. So what else can we do? Steering lock. I still use a steering pan. I know they're big and clumsy, but they do prevent it. I had my work van stolen the other year, and they've drilled it and tried to get it off, and miraculously it stayed on, and they couldn't get away with it, so it was a failed attempt. And that's a big steering pan. Nowadays the steering wheels are quite small on these, so it's a smaller size steering pan, and it comes with a case. Put it behind the seat. Yeah, it's big and bulky, but it's a good visual deterrent. So that's a really good thing. You can also get the foot pedal locks. So you can get the, I think the Claw and different makes, and it physically covers all of the pedals or a couple of the pedals. So you put a lock through it, and again, quite a big cumbersome unit, but it works. It's a very good deterrent because if they can't push a brake or the clutch down, they're not going nowhere. And they've got to make lots of noise to remove these steel items. So when they look in the van, they see a lot of hard work, a lot of noise, a lot of effort. Maybe they'll just say, that's not worth it, so we'll move on. So steering lock, foot pedals. Now what I do, I turn my chairs around, so often if it's on the drive, I'll turn my front chairs around. It's very simple, but it's another delaying tactic. They've got to get in there, work out how to spin the chairs back round, and all this time is delayed time for them being in the van. So little tips like that. You can even get a chain, a padlock, you know, like a bicycle chain, through the steering wheel and through the seat. You know, they've still got to get it off. It's still a delaying tactic. There is a technique where I've seen it online where they get the seatbelt and they just wrap it around the steering wheel, click it in, and you can even get a seatbelt lock nowadays, what clips into the seatbelt and locks on the steering wheel. I've seen that online as well. All these things, like I say, great delaying tactics, work really well. You can get an outside wheel clamp, but they're quite big and bulky. I've never used one. They are very visual, and you know, it stops people straight away for driving past. They'll see it and they'll think, it's got a big a wheel lock on. Maybe, you know, I'll not bother because it's a lot of noise in a visual place, and they'd have to make quite a bit of noise to get that off. But the only downside of that is where do you put it when you're travelling? You know, you've got limited space, I suppose, in camper vans. So, but if it's at home and it's outside your house, you can put it back in your house. Yeah, you can get a wheel lock for your outside wheel. What else is there, Jess? Have I missed anything else?
Lock 'em out.
Oh, lock 'em out. Yes, Jess has got a good one. Yes. So we met a company on the shows, actually, in the Warner's shows, and it works on the. Let me shut that window. Obviously, plastic, double glazed windows, they can get in there. You know, there's nothing, you can't stop them. If it's glass, it can smash your glass. So, you know, either way. But across the opening lever, you can see it there. And what there is a company, we've met the guys down at the Lock M Out. So it's a lock with an M and then out. And what it's done, it's a British invention, really talented. They slide them over the black handle and it stops anyone prising it up. So how they do it is probably get a lever and then push it up, opens the window, get in. But this little clever device, and it just slides on over there. You can take it off easily, slide it on easily, and it stops them prising the window up. We also, another good thing is a safe. Have you ever thought about a safe in your vehicle? Because important documents, if you're going abroad, and last thing you want, you know, you can lose a few items, but if you lose passport and money and something really valuable to yourselves, might be a personal thing, a safe's a great idea. We put a lot of safes in the vans, dotted around the vans, bolt it through the floor, so it's absolutely really secure in a place where it's hard to get to as well. So it's a really secure bolted in item, which works really good. You know, you can get fire safes as well. But yeah, safe's a great idea. Nowadays, there's different alarms as well you can have fitted to your van. You've got the immobilising system Ghost. So Ghost alarms, where you type in, you have to move a sequence of levers, wipers on, wipers off, you know, open your door twice, things like that. And that's how it triggers it in. So you have to memorise a sequence of manoeuvres, what the van recognises, and that's called a Ghost alarm. That works really well. And that's a Ghost immobiliser sort of thing. The same thing as a card system. And you can have external alarms. You can buy alarms where you put them on the window. I mean, physically just stick on, mainly for caravans, but you can stick them on the window, so if you get a bang or a tap on the window, it triggers an alarm as well. So there's lots of ways to prevent anyone taking your van. But in my opinion, and this is why we put a tracker on there, the tracker really works well to get your vehicle back. And like I say, my white work van got stolen. You know, as soon as I come out of the house, it's a bizarre feeling. You think, where's my van? I'm sure it was here. And then it dawns on you it's been taken. And then I looked on my app, noticed it, and bizarrely it was near work, about half an hour away. And we went straight to it, drove straight to it. It was on a very quiet estate, tucked away in a corner, so nobody really noticed it. We went to it, we informed the police, and we recovered it back to our yard. So that's the beauty of a tracker. It really does help you get your vehicle back. But let me know your thoughts on vehicle safety. And hopefully none of this, we never experience any of this. But it's always good to be wise. Last thing you want it to do is happen to you. And these simple tips and tricks, you know, may prevent that. So let me know your thoughts on this. Keep safe and we'll see you soon.